is a UTV 44 sports production.
Friday night rivals. This is the UA Early College UTV 44 Game of the Week. Presented by the Mobile and Baldwin County Sheriff's Offices and the Drug Education Council.
Couple of winning streaks on the line here at Ladd-Peebles Stadium tonight as we have a 7A matchup between the Davidson Warriors coming in winners of 6 in a row, the one blemish against the McGill-Tulane Yellow Jackets back in August, and the Murphy Panthers have righted the ship. They've won 4 in a row, including 3 straight in the region, and they're playing for their playoff lives tonight here at Ladd. Good evening. I'm Jim Cox. My partners, as always, Dan Brennan and Vic Lockett here. Dan, and this Davidson team, we've been looking at the schedule all year long. How can we get them on TV? We want to see him so much. Not only do we want to see Fred Wiley and the Warriors, we want to see Cephas Johnson at quarterback.
We want to see Cephas Johnson because this Warrior offense has really been on fire all year, and it's got to do with the amazing development physically and mentally in every way of number 2, Cephas Johnson. Great ratio, 18 touchdowns, just 2 picks. So the kid is, the game's slowing down for him, but he's not slowing down. He can throw it. He can also run it. Look at the size. And he's a young senior at the age of 16 right now. This guy, probably his ceiling is just about unlimited.
4'6", 40 guy. A lot of speed if he can get to the corner and pull it down, Vic Lockett. However, on the other side for the Murphy Panthers, they've got a guy on the outside defensively who can really make some things happen. Another big, highly recruited prospect tonight we're going to watch.
Yeah, you're talking about Neil Farrell, the LSU commit, 6'4", 295. Still a strong commit to LSU. If you take a look at him, he definitely looks the part, doesn't he, guys? And he has got to be an impact in this football game, shutting that quarterback down, getting after him in terms of the sacks, stopping the run. He's in a position where he can do that. When you're playing that defensive end position, you can get the play running away. You can get it coming to you. When they pass, you can make the sack. I've said it before. They're going to need him. Murphy's back's against the wall. This is the back they need on him.
Murphy trying to stay alive in the playoff race. They're going to need to win tonight and next week to get there as well, and maybe get a little help. Murphy trying to get in. We know Davidson probably going to end up being the number 2 seed in the region. Should be a good one. Murphy's beaten Davidson the last 3 times they have matched up, and we'll have kickoff coming up right after this here tonight on UTV 44, our Game of the Week. We're back at Ladd tonight. Warriors, great run thus far, 7-1. The Murphy Panthers, winners of 4 in a row as well. And Murphy excited about tonight's game, excited about the new quarterback, Russell Snyder, very popular with his teammates. He'll have to have a big game. And Tara, I know on the other side, Fred Riley told you what he's expecting tonight from the Warriors.
Yes, he did, Jim. He said that this Davidson-Murphy rivalry really outweighs the playoff stakes that are here tonight, and not for the reasons that you might think. He said these players have grown up together. They've played on the same Little League teams together. They also had church together, and they're really on a first-name basis. So this is the kind of game where it's just fun to be able to go out and compete. But he said even in a friendly rivalry, you still want to win.
Montano kicks it off back at the 10 and up the near sideline out to the 36-yard line. And Byron Williams with a great, Marion Williams with a great start. Tara, thanks. We'll come back to you later on here in the half, and we'll see the Murphy offense come out here led by Russell Snyder, their senior quarterback. He's not the big quarterback we're used to seeing in big 7A games. Rick Cawley, the head coach, 2-0, has never lost to Davidson here in his 3rd year. And this Murphy offense has really been trying to find their way this year. Defense has led them the past month here during the winning streak. They'll give it off, and this is Blake Green, who has had a solid season so far here tonight. This season, 34 carries, 220 yards, and he needs to lead this offense. They've got some great running backs. Do the Panthers, Porter, Dent, Robinson, Johnson, and Bowery now starts at right tackle this week, the sophomore for this Murphy offense. They've got some wide receivers who can get up and get it as well. Michael Jefferson, Lewis, also 6'3", Jalen Smith there. And Nicholas Smith in the backfield. He'll carry this time, and his 100th carry of the season, and he'll get to just the 40, and he'll bring up 3rd and 5 here for the Murphy Panthers.
Pretty amazing story about Russell Snyder. The guy's actually really a baseball player and came out to kind of hold for kicks and that sort of thing. Just be a heady athlete on the field, and here he is now at quarterback.
Davidson, they'll play a lot of players. They'll rotate 6 up front, but see the starters there. James, Mandel, and Jones, the linebackers, and Snyder rolls out, looks, dumps it off, and it's dropped. Blake Green couldn't hold on to that one, and Snyder had a chance there rolling out. Boy, he is just a player who his seniors, they love him. He's just a real popular kid among his teammates. And
his teammates really stick up for him, speak, so highly of him, and Cawley's really got no choice but to say that's who they want to lead this team.
Well, none better position than the quarterback be in that position with his teammates.
Yep.
Marquise Manuel will drop back to get the punt at the 35, and a high kick will bounce, and they'll stay away from it before it's finally down at the 49-yard line as Thomas just kicked that one kind of straight in the air. And so now you give this Warrior offense great field position on the plus side of the 50 to open things up.
Excited to see number 2, Cephas Johnson, our first chance to see the Warriors and obviously the young senior quarterback.
Email us, Papa Murphy's wants you to send us a question tonight. Hey guys at UTV44, we'll take it. You can send us some text as well. Papa Murphy's Take and Bake Pizza. And it's pizzas, right, Vic?
There you go, plural.
It's plural, it's not
no singular. No Jim, you eat a singular slice.
They get a flag before the start. Cephas Johnson, Dan talked about him, the great physical size, and there's Fred Riley. Fred Riley says Cephas Johnson the best he's ever had. 13 years at Davidson, 101 wins. He's really been a great coach here in 13 years. Has had such great success.
Yeah, it's funny how these quarterbacks' success is tied to these coaches, but if you know football, you take a look. That is who makes it work, and that's what makes it go.
Yeah, Fred was a quarterback in college, too.
All conference up at North Alabama.
Yep.
And he said it's not only do we have the quarterback, we got the receivers who are tall and can get up and get after the ball as well. On the pitch, Cephas sends this one off. A.J. Williams, and Williams up to the 46-yard line. Williams, his 9th carry of the year. You'll see him at wide receiver as well, 5'6" junior. Davidson offense, Gordon, Demings, Petway, Christian, and Robinson there to protect the franchise. Cephas Johnson, Clemens, one of those big receivers we talked about. DeMorris Coleman, what a game he had last week, 232 yards. Edwards closing in on 1,000 yards this year. Keep an eye out for Peebles, the tight end, and Clemens, the other tall receiver, and Williams back in motion. And they'll pitch it back to him this side. Same play just to the near side of the field. And he got a block, and he's got more. A first down to the 33-yard line.
Pretty deceptive misdirection right there. That would have lost me. I'll tell you what, you got on defense, you definitely would have to read your keys on that one, and they probably would be false.
Yeah, your keys may take you in the wrong direction.
Yeah.
Murphy defense up front. Farrell, Nick talked about him going to LSU. Johnson and Robinson. Smith Haynes is banged up. Rogers has had a solid season. Juwan Adams as well. And the secondary, Adams, Thabit, Agee, and Crawford. They can challenge those receivers from Davidson. Cephas Johnson fires it out, and that ball is dropped. And DeMorris Coleman, the officials are going to say that's a lateral. And that's going to back him back up to the 39-yard line.
And it was definitely behind the quarterback. You're talking about Cephas being his best player. Coach Riley was telling me James Clemens, the best receiver he's ever had. I said, can I quote you on that? He said, that's the best receiver I've ever had.
Yeah, and he's had a few that have gone on to places like Arkansas, Air Force.
Told him that's a mouthful.
2nd and 15. Back to this side, that's Clemens, and Clemens got a block.
Whoa.
And now Clemens has got some speed, and he's down to the 21-yard line, and that's a Davidson first down.
That's what he's talking about, Dan?
That's what I'm talking about.
That's a Go Build Alabama first down, and it's also the 40th catch of the year for James Clemens. 11 touchdowns on the year, now 726 yards.
Watch the move here, Vic, right here.
Yep, one move and go. You know, everybody's throwing it out wide there. Jim will love this. My first year playing football, I wore number 88.
Really?
Lynn Swan.
All right.
Give him to the near side, and this is Edwards, and he's got a first down.
Well, Vic, what did you wear in second grade?
Say I was wearing that as an infant, huh?
Yeah. Hey, how about Dante Edwards just went over the 1,000-yard mark this season. 13 touchdowns on the year, and
that's a landmark.
Kid really has had a great season, a senior. Fred Riley's proud of what he's put together here in his senior season. Cephas Johnson, Dan mentioned in the open, 18 touchdowns, just 2 interceptions. And great penetration that time by Marcus Johnson. Nose tackle comes in to make the stop, and it's the first big play defensively we've seen here from this Murphy Panther team in the first quarter.
I'm not going Trump on you, but they got some big hombres over there. And they can, you know, once you
I think
minimize that field, they can stop it. They can stop the run.
Pushes them back to the 11, 2nd and goal.
Yeah, Marquez did a good job there, Johnson. You know, I heard a phrase this week, get your hat in the gap. Well, he had his hat in the gap.
Johnson on the keeper again, pitches it to Williams, trying to get to the outside. Williams squirts through, and he's got the touchdown. Wow, what a move at the 9-yard line by A.J. Williams. Yeah, wow.
I don't know if that was Crawford, the corner that comes off a block and looks like he's in really good position to make the play, and Williams just too quick.
Yeah, he makes that one dip, and he's putting his finger in there and knows he's got it.
Just a little seam and cut it back to the inside at the hash mark. Montano on for the PAT. 33 of 36 on the year. And he sends that one right toward our friends. Sitting up in the end zone here, and Ladd 7-0. Davidson, ranked number 5 in the state. They get a touchdown from A.J. Williams on this great cutback. And they're on top early in this one. Look at beautiful downtown Mobile on our first fall feeling night of the football. We made it 10 weeks before we had to break out the best, Dan Brennan.
Yep. And I know, Jim, you're loving it being from Chicago.
Yeah.
You just wanted to bring a little bit of that northern air down.
He hates it.
Like, if this is as cold as it got all year long, I'd still complain about it. Kick to the near side, and Williams will take it to 15, up the near sideline, looking for a block across the 40 to the 44-yard line, and Marion Williams gives the Panthers good field position after they went 3 and out on their first drive, and that put the ball back in the hands of the Davidson Warriors. They went 6 plays, 54 yards. Took just a little over 3 minutes off the clock. Williams with a touchdown carry.
Yeah, they had the ball at the 49-yard line of Murphy, and then a 5-yard penalty set him back, gave him additional yardage on the for the scorebook, but basically great field position to start out, and now Murphy also with good field position on their second drive.
Snyder threw for 2 touchdowns last week against Fairhope. Led him to a come-from-behind victory, and the give right up the middle, Kelvin Thornton. 63rd carry of the year for the senior. And he'll pick up 4. Last week, Snyder came in, and this Murphy team's only thrown 5 touchdown passes all year. And had 2 of them last week. They had to come from behind. They got the win. Thornton on the left side this time to the 49-yard line. Zach Portlock back after missing a couple of games with a bad ankle for the Warriors, in on the stop.
Yeah, I think they're excited to have him back, and I can see why. He's made a couple of plays early, hasn't he, Jim?
Blunt last night. Closing out the year. They'll have an off week next week. Big win over Gulf Shores. Fairhope down to Bryant tonight. Foley and Baker. McGill, Tulin and Theodore. Spanish Fort and BC Rain. Baldwin County, LaFleur. Daphne and Robertsdale. And Citronelle and Jackson tonight. Jackson trying to snap that 3-game losing streak. Pitch it off. This is Blake Green, and Green turns the corner. He's got a first down to the 41 of the Warriors. Manuel in there on the stop. Also Tyler James, the cornerback, coming to help out.
Blake Green is Mr. Energy. He's a guy that the other players really love because of his effort every play in practice, and obviously he's going to give you everything he's got on Friday nights.
Well, he got the corner right there.
3 receivers to the top of the screen. Snyder rolls that way, looking to throw. Nobody open. Now fires it into traffic, and Green's got it. Wow, great catch in front of Manuel. And how about the throw there from Snyder?
Yeah, he zipped it in there, and you're talking about traffic. The receivers all stayed bunched together except the guy running the post down there.
Wow, that's a great catch.
He kind of broke his route off, and he said, well, I'll just shoot it to you.
15th catch of the season for Blake Green. Picks up 7. Nicholas Sims in the backfield. They'll give it off to him, and Sims, who had an 82-yard touchdown run last week, gets this one up to the 30, and another Murphy first down.
Murphy looks pretty good offensively on this drive, Vic.
Yeah, they are moving the football. They had some success on their first drive, just bogged down.
More games tonight. St. Paul's and Faith. W.S. Neal hosting Escambia County. Moreau County trailing UMS right early in that one. Thomasville after the big win over UMS, taking on Satsuma tonight. Bayside and Flomaton. T.R. Miller and Clark County. Mobile Christian and Cottage Hill in a big battle. First down for the Panthers, and right up the middle goes Nicholas Sims to the 25-yard line.
Rich Colley's got some going there over that A-gap.
Yeah,
He's going back to it, and I agree with him. Hey, you run it till they stop it, and I'll put somebody else in here.
A-gapping them to death.
See the rest of the games in our area tonight. Williamson, Wilcox Central, Marengo, McIntosh, Linden, J.F. Shields, Fruitdale, and Sweetwater going at it tonight. Choctaw and St. Luke's. Ron Lee looking for his 100th win. Pitch this one to the near side in green. It's going to be very close to another Murphy first down. Manuel comes over to make the stop there. Also, Jerry Gardner, big linebacker.
Timing's off a little bit on their jet sweep, but Green still able to take off with it and make it some positive yardage out of it.
Just short of the first down, so third and less than a yard for the Murphy Panthers. And I think this pace of the game, Murphy's very happy with.
They're fine, yeah.
Give up the middle. Sims, another Panther first down. They'll just have to finish drives here tonight. But that's a Go Build Alabama first down to the 17-yard line behind Sims. There's not a lot of, when we've seen it all year long, Dan, when Sims gets the ball, not a lot of shake, shimmy left and right. He's hitting the hole and going straight forward.
Yeah, he is. And tonight, that's really working, and they're doing a great job, especially right in that A-gap area off center, getting a lot of push.
Williams in motion. Give it to Sims, and he tries to go to the right side this time, and he'll fall forward up to about the 16-yard line.
Yeah, that time not too much success there, even though he didn't take it straight A-gap, maybe more BC. But they seem to figure out, hey, let's stop this stuff in the middle.
Pickup of 2. He'll stay in the backfield behind Snyder. And he'll get it again, and then he's tripped up. Marion Williams.
Yeah, timing's just not right on their little jet sweep and deer action right there.
Take a look at our region standings here in 7A. McGill-Tulane, of course, the top team, unbeaten on the year. 5-1 for Davidson. Murphy, 4-3. Mary Montgomery, 4-3. And then you have 3-3, 3-3, Theodore and Baker, and it could just be a 4-way tie. Rick Cawley said, we're just going to keep playing, and if we make the playoffs, somebody will tell me. I'm pretty sure. I'm not really thinking about all that right now.
He'll get the note.
Snyder rolling out, fires it up, and he's able to get that one complete. It'll be a first down pending the flag here is Anthony Lewis, his 20th catch of the season.
Lewis is a good-looking player, man.
Just a junior, 6'3" receiver. And I think that one's going to go against the Warriors, and it'll be a first down. And a first and goal situation coming up here for the Murphy Panthers, indeed.
Snyder's giving them that, we're not talking about throwing it way downfield, but he's giving them a pass option that is working.
Yeah, that's the thing I was going to point out there. The ball got there in a hurry, but it didn't have to go very far. It looks like it got there maybe a little early.
On the defense, half the distance to the goal, the first down.
Half the distance penalty, and first down coming up here for the Panthers. They'll mark it at the 8. First and goal for the Panthers. They give it off to Green, trying to get to the corner. He's going to be wrapped up and brought down in the backfield is Tavares Jones, and we'll see him some on offense tonight as well. But he comes over and reads that one and is able to drop the Panthers all the way back to the 15 for a loss of 7.
Now, the timing was perfect on the jet sweep that time for the offense, but also the timing of the defense as well. Tavares Jones said, hey, tired of seeing them play make success.
Talked about Tavares Jones. It's rare. You'll have some skill players for Davidson going both ways. Don't see that a lot in 7A, but we'll see it here tonight for the Warriors. Give inside, and the defense is now bowed up for the Warriors, and a flag comes in. It's going to be a holding call. It's really going to back Murphy up.
Well, they just consecutively stopped the 2 plays that were hurting them. The jet sweep and the give right off center. And suddenly Davidson was ready.
Well, it goes without saying in a game, any game, you can't hurt yourself. You don't want to help the other team with penalties and unfortunate fouls like this. So, especially in Murphy's position where their back's against the wall and they're needing this win much more than Davidson.
So now,
what did they do? Did they offset?
No, I think they declined the penalty.
Declined it.
They'll say, all right,
take the down.
Yep. We'll make it be 3rd and goal from the 17. Snyder, blitz coming. Takes a big hit and fires it. Incomplete. Pressure was coming from Tabyron Nettles, and he had the bomb sights on Russell Snyder, but Snyder hung in there.
He hung in there, but he threw it in the middle of a Mardi Gras parade. I mean, you talk about throwing
it like a moon pie
into traffic. No, just saying, there was a crowd down there.
Yeah, it was. But I tell you what, good job by that young man. You know, at first I thought he's throwing it up for grabs, but it sailed over everyone's head.
So 4th and goal from the 17.
And not many plays for this.
And the Panthers will go for it.
You're going to have to block for this kid.
And Snyder, not big downfield thrower. Now he just wants to heave it up, looking for a one-on-one play in the corner, and I've got to think he's going to be out of bounds. Oh, they say touchdown.
Wow.
Jalen Smith comes up with a catch.
Well, he's got some very long toes if he's got his feet down in that one, because I certainly won't take a look at that and see if Jared can rewind that one.
Snyder throws the jump ball, which you got to love. I mean, what else you got to do when it's 4th and goal in a double coverage?
Jump ball in basketball is 2 guys. You know, the ref throws it up. Here you got 2-on-1.
Yeah, but he caught the ball, definitely possessed it, no doubt about it. But did he get any part of his body in the field of play? Oh, he did.
Yeah, he did. Wow. What a call, what a catch.
Jalen Smith with his 13th catch of the year and the touchdown, and Snyder's got 3 touchdown passes in the last couple of weeks, and the PAT is good. Let's watch high from the end zone here.
Yeah.
What a great look, what a great catch.
Yeah, I definitely thought he possessed it and controlled it all the way down, but I just did not see his feet getting his feet down.
What a great way to cap a drive. 4th and 17. I don't think it was quite a PE pass. I don't think Fred Riley would say it was a PE pass.
He might, because it came against him.
Hey, but what do you know? Murphy's in this position where their back's against the wall. Let it all hang out.
Yep.
Go for it all.
Yep.
But I was going to ask you, Dan, is there a problem with the kicker? Because I would have probably took the points.
Yeah.
The 3 points,
that's
the high probability.
That's going to be, from the 17. It's a 34-yard kick with a wind
coming
right at you tonight.
Yeah. I thought it was makeable. You guys don't, huh?
That's a tough kick into the wind.
It really does depend on the level of kicker you've got. But on a night like tonight, Vic, with that wind coming straight out of the north, it would have made it a bigger 34. Would have felt more like 44.
Okay, are you avoiding the question, Mr. Trump? It was what, is the kicker any good?
Yeah, he kicked 2 field goals last week to help him win. This one high, Manuel takes it to the 27. Across the 35 and up to the 41-yard line. Nick Emmanuel, Made 3 on the year, had 2 last week to help them win the game at Fairhope, which they needed.
Gotcha. Next time Vic tries to corner me, I'm just going to lean into the mic and say, wrong.
So what about, Murphy needed that touchdown so badly, I think.
Did you notice just
16 plays?
The excitement on the Murphy sideline when they got that touchdown?
Yep.
And I think, you know what Tara was talking about with Fred Riley, I think that means a lot. These kids do know each other. They've played against each other, park ball, middle school, JV.
Yes.
You know,
it means something.
We
had that conversation pregame.
Edwards in motion. He'll take it, trying to get all the way across the field. He'll get bumped out of bounds near midfield.
Well,
Sheldon Crawford.
9-yard gain. They'll take it.
Hey, we got an email came in from Antoine Kennedy, and he brought to you by our friends at Papa Murphy's. And Antoine, we appreciate you watching the game, and we'll get to your email in 1 second here as we look at Edwards. Boy, he went a long way before turning it upfield, and Crawford got out of bounds. He was asking, hey, what happened to the Murphy quarterback, Maurice Robinson? He's got a banged up shoulder, hasn't played for the past couple of weeks. And so Snyder has come in, and now this is right up the middle. Edwards going to answer back. 51 yards for the touchdown, Warriors.
Yeah, he just handed to him at that deep gap. He was barely touched, Dan. I mean, he may have got one guy that could have took his flag in flag football, but other than that, he didn't even have to make a move.
No, you're right, and the safeties certainly were not deep, and it took no time. He was at the second level, and then he was behind everybody.
You see a lot of running backs that are 5'9", and usually it's the super fast kids at that size. He's 186 pounds. He's more of a guy who can outrun you, but also, run you over.
No, he likes the contact, and he's runs really hard every time he's got the ball in his hands.
Montano with the PAT, and after a 16-play drive by the Murphy Panthers to even the game at 7, it takes just a couple for Davidson. As Edwards had a 90-yard touchdown run earlier in the year, now he's got a 51.
Yeah, he's looking back for contact, Dan, and there's none for him.
Yeah, and you can see that a lot of that 187 or whatever you said, Jim, a lot of that is from the waist down.
Yep.
He's got strong legs, and he knows how to use it.
Coach Riley would like it, right there in the power in his leg, lower body. If you're a running back, you can run through some tacklers. Right there, he didn't even have to run through anything but air.
No, but I think as the game goes along, we're going to see that kid. He will have an opportunity to run through some tackles, and I get the impression he will.
We'll see how Murphy now answers back. Marion Williams back deep along with Blake Green for the Panthers. Just 22 ticks left here in the opening quarter from Ladd. Montano with the wind at his back. He'll chase Williams all the way back into the end zone as it hits off his hands. And once it goes in the end zone, and high school can't bring it out, so out to the 20 come the Panthers, and see if they can answer back after giving up the big play.
You guys were talking about the kids knowing each other. I had that conversation, too, with Coach Riley pregame. And, yeah, there is no doubt about it. These kids, see each other in church. They play park ball together. Definitely there's more to just winning it on Friday night, because you're going to be bragging to them Saturday, when you're hanging out at the skating rink.
No doubt. No doubt.
Kid Nicholas Sims cuts it up to the 23, and I would think Coach Colley will let the clock run out here, and that'll bring us to the end of the opening quarter here in our UA Early College Game of the Week here on UTV 44. Murphy and Davidson 7A matchup here tonight. Region game from Ladd Stadium, and right now the Warriors ranked number 5 in the state, on top by 7 to start the second. A lot of pink here tonight. Fred Riley talked about it in the pregame show. The Davidson student body embracing breast cancer awareness month as we start the second quarter here at Ladd. Jim Cox, Dan Brett, and Vic Lockett. Tara Reeves on the sideline. Jared Kihos in the truck, and Nicholas Sims with the ball. 29-yard line.
Spinning and weaving, good, tough, hard running inside there.
The one thing we haven't seen at all is Russell Snyder keep it himself. He's not a very big guy, and I don't know that how much we will see the quarterback hang on to the football.
The way Sims is running, I would let him have it too. Let him have that contact.
Yep.
It looks like he wants it.
He doesn't mind it.
3rd and 1. Green in motion. Sims has got it up the middle, and he's got a first down up to the 32. Another Go Build Alabama first down for Murphy. Hey, want to spend some special wishes. Willis Wilcox, one of our big high school football fans, long time high school football fan, had a little medical procedure. He's laid up in the hospital and watching the game on UTV 44 tonight. So our thoughts are out to our friend Willie watching the.
Praying for you, brother.
You went to high school.
Okay.
You and Willie went to high school. Good shot together, I think.
Yeah.
He was a baseball player out there. Pitch to Blake Green. Willis Wilcox also was Puck, the Mystic mascot for years. Not a lot of people know that. You don't give away the identity.
He probably has the stature for it, right?
He was. He fit the costume. That was the big.
He's not 6'9", I'll tell you that.
He's
tough football player, though.
He's not 5'9", I'm not sure. But anyway, we're thinking of Willie. I know we were watching the game as you do every Friday night.
I hear that name every week, just about.
Yep. 2nd and 7 for the Panthers. Snyder, that one tipped to the near side. Wow, and Jalen Smith, a good job. Able to get that one after the tip up to the 39. Will bring up 3rd down.
Smith caught a whirly bird. Watch when this thing gets tipped. Not exactly a spiral. Look at that. Not as easy to catch one of those.
Yeah, I think the quarterback was trying to get it out there quick, too.
Yep. Well, the quarterback's only 5'7", so he's going to have issues like that.
Yeah.
It's Trey White, the junior, getting his hand on it. 3rd and 3. To the near side, Green puts his head down, and he's got a first down past midfield.
Nice cut. That's the way you run that jet sweep. Don't just keep coming to the sideline.
It drives
go
you
ahead and
crazy,
make a decision. Yeah, just make a decision and go upfield. Get the 1 yard or get the 20 yards, whatever the defense gives you. You notice I said give you.
Go Build Alabama first down. Jerry Gardner finally able to pull him down at the 49. And Murphy moving the ball here on the Davidson Warriors.
Yeah, and keeping the ball away from them and moving the clock.
Snyder again, and this time it's James Potter to make the stop and a loss of 3. And let's go down and hear from Tara on the sidelines.
Thanks so much, Jim. I'm here with Antoine Bell. And Antoine, tell me about the UA Early College Support System and what the support system does for early college students.
Thank you, Tara. Our UA Early College students have an entire network of support, which includes faculty advisors and peer coaches, which, incidentally, they are former early college students and they're current UA students right now. And we also have a student center that has faculty that are handpicked that are accustomed to working with high school age students.
And then you guys have a deadline coming up. How can people apply for this program?
Well, that deadline is coming up right around the corner. It's on Halloween. It's on Monday, October 31st. So any students that are interested in getting into the early college program this spring will need to apply by that time. And the way that they would apply is to visit our website at www.uaearlycollege.ua.edu, and they'll fill out an online application, and then they'll need to write a short essay, and then they'll have to have their counselor to send their transcripts to the university.
Awesome. Thank you so much, Antoine. UA Early College, such a great program for high school kids to get involved in. Back up to you, Jim.
Thanks, Tara, and also so great to be a part of high school football here on Friday nights on UTV 44. We thank them.
Such a great university. Great place to go.
Early and often, right, Vic Logan?
That's right. We'll take them early and often.
So Snyder with that completion.
Need somebody to tutor our football players.
To Lewis. It don't seem like they need a lot of learning on Saturdays. I'll just be honest with you.
I'm talking about through the week.
They got you said it, not us, but they've got the game plan figured out.
All right. Penalty here on 3rd down, going to back the Panthers to the 48-yard line and bring up 3rd and 13. Penalties have hurt the Panthers here, but they're within a score of number 5. Davidson, 8.5 to go in the first half. Bad snap. Snyder gets it, able to stay on his feet. Gets to midfield, and then that's about it.
Yeah, nice job by Snyder just to gather that thing
Showing off
in
those baseball skills.
and just get some positive yardage. It was doomed from the beginning,
Wow.
but he still got some positive yardage out of it.
Quite an athletic play to make the catch. Wow, you're right about that.
Good job. It looks like Murphy's offense, their base set seems to be trips one side or the other. That would drive me crazy, being the big old fat linebacker in the middle looking for the run.
Stewart was in there on the tackle. 10 men on the line of scrimmage for Davidson. Nickamana. Good kick with the wind at his back. He'll send Marquise Manuel all the way back to the 7. And Manuel up to the 14-yard line. Time for our New Horizons Credit Union trivia question. So our old friend Fred Riley got his 100th win at Davidson earlier this month when they beat Fairhope. He started back in 2004. Who did Uncle Freddie beat to get his first win as the head coach of the Warriors?
Yeah.
That could be anybody.
Well, can I give you a little?
You got to give me something.
Little hint?
Well, yeah.
Just a little hint.
Well, I don't know that I need it. You know me, I'm on a roll.
I'll say he defeated another legendary coach
Oh, wow.
for the
Mobile
victory.
County?
Lee Lockett, I said one hint. Get you one of those tutors on high school football history
look
to
on
help
the
you.
paper.
Cephas Johnson pitches it to the near side, and Williams brought down at the 14-yard line. That one was a little slow in developing, and that was Maurice Agee.
We haven't seen.
I'm just going to say, hey, I'm just going to get a couple of texts from the hospital bed with guesses. Willis Wilcox is in the hospital bed, so we'll let him guess twice, usually once. He guessed Larry Henderson.
Yeah, that's a legend.
He guessed Terry Curtis.
That's another.
And he's wrong on both of those, so I'm whittling it down for you.
Yep, you are. Only so many legends out there.
Glad you know your fingers are working, Willie.
Side give to Edwards to the 15.
I've been, really on a cold streak on the trivia, but I just don't want to lose to a guy in a hospital bed. I'll be honest with you. That would just hurt a little bit more. No offense at all.
3rd and 9. We haven't seen Cephas Johnson go to the big wide receivers on the outside yet.
Haven't seen him go downfield, period.
3rd and 9. And you think, wow, you're backed up in your own end, but you got a quarterback who's only thrown 2 interceptions all year and great decision making.
He's an A student.
Yep. And he'll look to throw here. Looks to the right side, throws a pretty ball out, able to make it complete. And he's got the first down across the 30 and a big upending tackle by Sheldon Crawford there. You see him just throw the ball like that, and you're like, okay, kind of pretty.
He got some talent, and no doubt about it. We don't see this quite often, but yeah, camera almost can't keep up with the football getting out there. But he delivered it. Kid turns it up, gets the first down, kicks the sticks.
Got a chance to see some of his QB country tape, and you could not.
Were you drooling?
Help but be impressed. Really impressive.
I saw him in pregame, and that's all I needed.
They give it off to Edwards. Edwards sees the pressure coming and cuts it to the inside and falls forward to make something out of nothing because he had nothing going on to the near side with the pressure that was coming.
Nice job by him. Let's go upfield, get some positive yardage.
Jalen Adams, the cornerback, stayed home on that one and then forced him to cut it back to the inside. But watch the little total reverse here.
It looks like he sees a ghost.
Yeah.
In this Halloween season. But what he sees is a defensive back that stayed home, like Jim said, and he was just going to get some positive yards any way he could.
Yeah, picks up 1. Seems to be about a loss of 6. Cephas Johnson, pressure coming from Farrell. Heaves it wide open, untouched. Clemens. Touchdown. 67 yards. Clemens got behind everybody by 20 yards. He had to wait for the ball to get to him.
Yep. That was that wind out of the north coming right in Johnson's face. Still a pretty ball.
Well, here's the definition of a blown coverage. Somebody was not where they were supposed to be, and the ball, as you guys were kind of saying, that it kind of held up in the wind there, and still they were not in position to recover.
Adams with the hustle to try to catch him down inside the 5, and Montano with the PAT makes it 21-7 on a 67-yard touchdown pass. Cephas Johnson leading his team to a 21-7 lead here with this long touchdown throw. Davidson Warriors ranked number 5 in 7A. Stretched it out to a 2-touchdown lead with 4 minutes and 40 seconds to go here in the second quarter. Montano to kick, and he'll pooch it to the near side. That one's going to hit at the 32 and picked up straight to the 44-yard line. It was kind of a little nonchalant there before Jefferson, the wide receiver, was able to grab it. But he's not going to kick into that howling wind. Another scoring drive there by the Davidson Warriors. They get the long touchdown pass from Cephas Johnson.
Defense setting up, waiting for the offense to come on out here. Let's play some more football.
The 45. Here comes the Panthers, led by Russell Snyder. Snyder gives it off to Sims. And Sims will pick up 3 on first down.
Something looks kind of funny there about their start. It looks like there's a delay in their starts or something.
All right, let's send it down to Tara. She's got our Scholastic Athlete of the Week from our friends at Gulf Coast offices of Alexander Shadara.
Thanks so much, Jim. I'm here with Anna Salazar. And Anna, as a senior, you start to make college plans. Have you started to make any of those for yourself?
Yeah, I'm looking at going to UAB and studying biomedical engineering, and I'm really excited about it.
And going into UAB, that's extremely impressive. Do you feel like Davidson has helped you to prepare for college?
Definitely. With my EPIC classes and being introduced to engineering and doing AP courses, I definitely feel really prepared for college.
Awesome, Anna. Congratulations. UAB is such a big deal. And on behalf of the Gulf Coast Law Offices of Alexander Shannara, we'd like to present you with this plaque as well as a $250 scholarship.
Thank you.
Back up to you, Jim.
Thank you so much, Tara, and congratulations to Anna. 4.24 GPA, and of course, so many great things we talked about on the pregame show going on academically at Davidson.
Oh, yeah.
She also runs cross country, Epic Ambassador, and she's going to UAB to pick up Big Pocket's old major.
No.
On third down, fired incomplete.
I wonder if Tara carries that cash around in her pocket.
Well, she's got $250 less if she does, Vic, because she just gave the scholarship out. We got $250 more to go tonight here from our friends at.
I was going to say, Tara, can I borrow $5?
The Gulf Coast offices of Alexander Shannara, and fourth down, another punt, and you kind of start to feel like the vice squeezing a little bit from Davidson here in this game with another 3 and out.
Yeah, and Murphy with great field position here to make something happen.
Yep.
They just weren't able to do it. Davidson about to get the football right back in enough time here before the half.
High snap, Nikamanu gets off a good kick, and Marquise Spaniel will call for a fair catch at the 20.
It almost looked like the punter could have fair catched the snap.
Yeah.
That would have been a first.
It was up there.
It was.
Not to make this all about Willis Wilcox, but he's yet another guess, Glenn Vickery, and he's yet again wrong.
Strike 3, he's out now. Go to bed, Willie.
So just more for you to fill in and who to guess. Are you a early college game of the week here on UTV 44, brought to you by the Mobile and Baldwin County offices, Sheriff's offices, and the Drug Education Council. And also GoBillAlabama.com. And a Southern Original Pepsi, our halftime show every week. And they've been with us a long time on Friday nights here on UTV 44. Friends over at Buffalo Rock from the 21. I'll give it to Tavares Jones. We talked about the starting DB we would see on offense, and he's got the carry there, his 49th of the year.
Well, you could see the talent there. I mean, that was a pedestrian run. Nothing real special about it other than how he carries the football, and he's getting some positive yardage with it.
Picks up 8 on first down.
Some guys, all it takes is one look, and you say, yep, he can carry the football.
I've got my guess, by the way.
Okay. Can't wait for it.
You're saving it,
Stick
right?
around to the second half. This is Joe. No, make it. This is Edwards to the near side, and he's going to have the first down and get wrestled out of bounds by AG at the 38-yard line.
Somehow I just knew he wasn't going to make a move there at that last. He was going to try to deliver a blow, and he doesn't. Here's that football, and then right here, he's just going to put his head down and land on top of the defender.
Yeah. He runs angry.
Yes.
First down for the Warriors. They averaged 39 points a game. You know, they've only turned the ball over 8 times all season.
Amazing.
On offense.
Got to credit Coach Riley. I mean, that's good coaching right there. Unless you've deflated the ball a little bit.
Cephas Johnson, all kinds of time. Now the pressure coming, just flings it up near midfield, and it's broken up. AG was there on the coverage, and he was trying to get it off to DeMaurice Coleman.
So usually I have the height advantage, so he says I'll just put it out there and see if they make a play.
You know what I think is the thing we see that's so different with these quarterbacks, even at the high school level, they just never seem rattled. I mean, there's so much poise in the pocket. You know, there's clutter down around their feet. They're not rattled, and then, like you've said, everybody can just fling it.
Everybody can throw it, you know, and these young quarterbacks are developed, QB country, and
David Morris, our friend,
their own, you know, whatever devices they use to get as good as they can get.
2nd and 10. Quickly over the middle, wide open, first down, and now turning on the speed to the near side is Coleman, and he's got it to the 31.
He said, I didn't get it the first time, but I'll get it the second time. Give me another shot, Coach Riley.
Boy, this ball is delivered on time, too.
31 yards on the completion.
A little smoke from that one.
Just pretty.
You know, David Morris, you're mentioning QB country, saying that, talking to a major college coach, saying, last time I saw a kid that looked like that in high school was Deshaun Watson, and that's a pretty heady
it sure is.
compliment there.
Now, we haven't seen Johnson take off yet. I'd like to see what his running skills look like.
Well, slinging it like that, if I was him, I'd just sit in the pocket and let those big wideouts handle it.
Yep.
Davidson going to take a timeout with 1:14 left here. Murphy needs a stop. As Coach Fred Riley calling offensive fellows over to have a chat here. Davidson next week will close out the season going up against Bryan, and Murphy with a rivalry game against Viger on Thursday night before the playoffs will be here.
They call that one the Mayor's Cup, right?
Yes,
Murphy
they do.
and Viger.
Yep.
Used to be first game of the year.
Yeah. It's moved now toward the end of the year.
See the Davidson schedule. They got the win on the road at Daphne to open up, and then they had that epic 3 overtime loss to McGill, 39-36. Then they kind of went on the run, got things really clicking, and you can see just how they have done it. That was actually a 50-49 win over Jackson. They were down 18 points 3 times last week here to the Jackson Aggies, and they came back and got a late touchdown, got an onside kick, scored again, got the win, came from behind 50-49.
They had to shower the pixie dust out of their hair after that one, because it was, you talk about an improbable win, but, you know, give credit to Fred Riley and his team. They did it.
He said this team doesn't blink. He said they didn't do it in the McGill game, didn't do it against Jackson. He said we're playing Baker, not going well, didn't blink then. Screenplay, able to get this one the first time. We'll see the big tight end with a catch is Cameron Peoples.
Nice call there, Coach Riley.
6'3".
Sneaky little devil.
203 pounds, just a junior.
Know that they're going to be aggressively coming at the quarterback and tackling the running back, but I can run a screen with these tight ends.
Ooh, you talk about not shying from contact.
Yeah, these tight ends usually getting it every play when they're in the trenches there, up and out in pass pro or run blocking, so yeah, they're used to it.
Peoples ain't afraid. He's not afraid of Peoples. Of other people.
Go build Alabama first down at the 12. Edwards around the right side. Dances inside the 10, down to about the 7-yard line.
Got a big, nice block from James Clemens out there to wide out.
And you know, when he set it up well, he gave him time to make the block before cutting it upfield. Another timeout taken here, which is 34 seconds.
Man, this game seems to have flown by, guys. Yep. What do you think?
It's been a quick moving.
When you're having fun, it seems to get out here quick.
Great to be back at Ladd and probably be back here. Hopefully we can see the Davidson Warriors in the playoffs at some time.
Last night, South had a big game out here, came out on the short end of it, but the stadium looks good. It was rocking, I understand.
Yeah, we hear all those reports with 95 KSJ. We had a St. Jude event downtown, a fundraiser with some country acts that gave their time, so I wasn't able to be out here. But everything, well, I got a chance to see it on the big screen down where we were at Moe's, but I'm telling you, everybody that was here last night raving about the atmosphere and just how much fun it was. Just a tough loss.
Well, I'm disappointed you didn't introduce me to Merle Haggard last week. Is that who you had down there, KSJ?
We better hurry.
We appreciate our Papa Murphy's text and emails we get. I want to tell you about our friends at Advanced Collision. Friends here, also Greer's, 100 years here for good, Vic Lockett.
Yes, sir, right out there in Pritchard headquarters, our hometown.
The Alabama Secretary of State, 2nd and 7 here. From the 7, Johnson slings it out to the near side, making a move and cutting it up inside is Coleman for the touchdown.
And again, Clemens had a pancake block as a wide receiver. He drove his defender into the end zone, then on his back. No wonder Coach Riley's talking about Clemens being the best receiver he's ever had.
I saw that, and you know what that looked like to me, guys? That looked like a rivalry block.
Yeah.
That's the kind of block you get.
They'll be talking about it at the skating rink.
Yeah, exactly.
27-7 now with a PAT, and Davidson, you can see what a lot of teams have seen so far this season, and they have a lot of Fred Riley has said, on the pregame show we talked about it, he said, as we watched the touchdown again, little play fake, and then
there's that block right there, out of the frame, then back in the frame, back.
Clemens, the senior, Fred Riley said, we just over the years we haven't had we could do both very often. Sometimes we've had great running backs, but we've never had great running backs, or we've had good quarterbacks, but we've never had big wide receivers with a good quarterback. He's like, we've got it all on that side of the ball here this year.
He's got all the ingredients, so he's making a nice little birthday cake, huh?
He is. So I was starting to say how much we appreciate when we get calls and text and emails about the game. However, one Robert Cook texted me saying, Davidson is better than your Chicago Bears.
Oh, that's below the belt when it comes to Jim.
But it's
no call for that. No call for that. We're going to throw a flag on that.
But you know what? I wish I could argue with Robert. I really wish I could. I'd like Fred Riley coaching my Chicago Bears better than what's going on up there right now.
All right, you're starting to sound like a fan now,
what is going on up there right now?
It is a tire fire.
Injuries.
Everybody's got them. Kickoff at the 30 and at the 33-yard line with 21 seconds. And more of our great folks bringing you our UA Early College Game of the Week here on UTV 44. Premier Motorsports, our Player of the Week every week. Also Faulkner State. And Zaxby's feeds our crew. Everett was being delivered as I pulled up today, and you do not want to be between the fresh chicken being delivered and our crew.
Hey, after the day they put in, right, they deserve it. And they're only halfway through at that point.
Here early and stay late. On the 34th, Lake Green. Good pursuit coming from the backside by big James Potter, number 73 on that one to finish off Green, and that will finish off the first half as well. And Davidson will also have the ball to open things up in the third quarter. An impressive Davidson team here, 28-7, and kind of seeing all of those weapons get used on the offensive side of the football.
He's got them, and conservative play calling to start the game, allowing Johnson to air it out a little bit more as the half went on, really, in the second period. And you can see they've got some players, and you can see they've got a lot of continuity, cohesion.
Well, you have to cycle it through in high school level. So, that's, I think, what's happened. Coach Riley hadn't forgot how to coach, and I think he's, done the best with what he's had. But once you have the ingredients that we were talking about. Number one, that centerpiece, the quarterback, and then you got some complementary players.
Yep.
You can do some things.
Yeah, we're seeing it.
I think Tara has caught up with Coach Fred Riley's got him down on the field. Tara.
Thanks, Jim. Coach, you said that you had to be unpredictable offensively. How have you been able to be so successful against this Murphy defense?
I think Coach Wright has put together a very good game plan, and spread the ball around every wide outs touch the ball, the tight ends touch the ball, 2 running backs touch the ball. We got to accomplish what we wanted to do over there. Defensively, we gave up 1 drive, but again, as my guys in the booth like to call it, they PE passed us on 4th and 15, and we just got to knock the ball down right there. It's 4th and 15. You ain't got to try to intercept it, just knock it down, and we get out of the half at 28-0. So we got to get that fixed and then deal with their jet sweep stuff a little bit, but I think we'll be okay.
All right, thank you so much, Coach. Good luck.
Hey, Fred Riley taught us the term PE pass.
Yeah, we only call it that because he calls it that.
All right, our player of the game last week, T.R. Miller, came down to Bayside and was able to pick up a victory. And this was one guy we were looking forward to seeing, JoJo Booker, and he didn't disappoint.
Nice athlete, huh, Vic?
Yeah, JoJo playing wide receiver, and then he, doubled over as safety. But, I told you guys, sometimes you can have a guy at that level just kind of stands out when he's the tallest guy. That may not be the fastest and most shifty, but look at him go above the rim right there and just take it over the other shorter guy.
He's got ball skills. He had enough speed, and he was a lot of fun to watch.
Vic Lockett highlighted JoJo in the pregame show and also kind of helped stump for him on the player of the game here as well. And Vic Lockett will be after church in Bruton on Sunday having lunch with JoJo's family. So
if they would have me and if they can afford me is probably the key, I will be there.
Premier Motorsports player of the game. We'll have 3 choices for you tonight after this one, and we'll be able to send you to local15tv.com. Click on high school football game of the week. You can vote on the player of the week. Halftime show 28-7. Davidson with the lead, and we'll come back and enjoy halftime festivities from Ladd here on the UTV 44 game of the week. Halftime here at Ladd. It's homecoming for the Murphy Panthers, and right now they're having a tough go of it against the Davidson Warriors. They trail by a score of 28-7. Let's go down and enjoy some of the homecoming festivities brought to you by our friends at Pepsi.
Davidson's first lady in waiting to the queen is Kelsey Moore. And now, Bianca Williams, the 2018 Homecoming Queen, will crown this year's Homecoming Queen. Ladies and gentlemen, your 2016 Homecoming Queen is Victory Courtney.
Homecoming festivities have concluded. Now let's go down and enjoy the Murphy Band here on the Pepsi Halftime Show. UA Early College Game of the Week here on UTV 44. Davidson Warriors coming in winning 6 in a row. Murphy had won 4 in a row, but this one's been mostly Davidson to start it. Here in the first half, they lead by a score of 28-7. Jim Cox, Dan Brennan, Vic Lockett here in the first half. Davidson, we've wanted to see him all year long, Dan, and I think we've seen why they've had such great success, especially in the offensive side of the football.
Yeah, at this point, Murphy's sick of seeing them and sick of watching them run the other way and get away. They made some big plays in the second period after kind of grinding in the first period, and you can just see they've got some offensive weapons all over the place, and they like to use them.
A.J. Williams with a carry here. That was the first Davidson score. Got them on the board. And then this was the 4th and 17. 4th and goal from the 17. The PE pass, as Fred Riley calls it, beats them there. But then the Warriors come bouncing back. Dante Edwards with a 51-yard touchdown run here. And then the big catch from James Clemens. And then another one. Clemens with a block here for DeMorris Coleman. And that has Davidson on top 28-7.
Suddenly we're back to live action suddenly.
First half stats, 300 yards of total offense.
Well, if you blink, Davidson may score again.
And 180 through the air. And not very many penalties in that first half. No turnovers.
But it doesn't really feel as a wider margin as it is.
Yeah.
You know, the game still seems like it's in the balance a little bit.
And first half stats, you see some of the big Cephas Johnson, 8 of 11, 20 touchdown passes now and just 2 interceptions on the year. Saw Joey Jones from South Alabama was here before the game. And
yeah, he was.
Scouting in his own house. Isn't that nice?
There's Cephas Johnson. Big night. Again tonight.
He's a commitment to this, Joey Jones, right?
He is.
He is. He's a senior,
and he's performing right before his next head coach. No pressure there.
It's on the field where he may play his college ball if it all works out.
Great kid in the classroom. Straight A's as well.
Very thoughtful young guy.
Edwards on the left side, and Edwards is going to pick up 15, and he's going to have the first down.
Yeah, Davidson picking up where they left off and getting yardage shots with that man right there.
Yeah, but the blocking up front, I mean, that's where it all started on that, Vic.
Absolutely.
And indeed it is enough for a first down with a 15-yard pickup by Edwards. Boy, Murphy really needs to stop here on this opening drive.
Yeah, some of those big-time SEC commits they got over there really need to start showing up.
Get a timeout here with 17 seconds gone in the third quarter.
Let's see what that's all about, Fred.
I wonder if we have an official who's, looks like maybe Fred may be trying to get. I thought he was maybe calling a trainer over to look at the official, or.
I don't know. He's definitely got a stoppage in play here early in the third quarter, uncharacteristically of a game.
Yeah, no, I think it might be maybe an injury. Yeah, the official's walking very gingerly there. So they got, of course, for Davidson for years had a great trainer program. Let's go down to Tara. She had a chance to catch up with Coach Colley as he was coming back on the field.
Thanks, Jim. I spoke with Coach Colley about what adjustments he had to make here in the second half. And he said, for one thing, Davidson didn't have to punt the ball. So if we're going to win, we're definitely going to have to put up some major stops at the start of this third quarter, guys.
They're going to need to come up with something here to get back going. Edwards in motion. Cephas Johnson on the keeper. Pitches it to the trailer, Williams, and Williams is going to have another first down.
Got a flag late,
late
DBs.
Late flag, and it was downfield away from.
Yeah.
Ball. It was kind of a weird place for the flag to come out. And
you would think if it was a pass play, there may have been some illegal contact, but this was a run.
Murphy, young men were saying it's going against Davidson.
Could be a hold downfield.
Unsportsmanlike against Murphy. Tagged 15 more onto it.
Yeah, only thing back there was Murphy players, and maybe he had a comment that's unbecoming of a high school student athlete.
Got it.
My guess.
Vic Lockett never had one of those flags thrown on him when he was in high school. I would guess you didn't, Vic Lockett. You were not that's not you.
Well,
it's not your makeup.
I've been a young man as well before, and so as you guys have been. Tell you about that locker room talk, you know.
Davidson with a first down at the 31. Cephas Johnson trying to go up top as he was looking for Clemens. Tight spot. He spins it, as they like to say. He can really spin it.
He does.
And it was effortlessly. And for a second, I thought the receiver was going to catch up to it, but no,
again,
a little too deep.
I think the wind may have played a factor in that one, too. A little overthrown when you look at that strong breeze right at the quarterback's back. May have played a role in that one.
God helped him out just a little bit too much for him, huh?
Yep.
2nd and 10 from the 31. Motion up is going to be 5 yards against Davidson before the snap. First penalty against the Warriors here tonight.
You know what's great about Johnson, too, there's no hint of prima donna in him at all.
No.
Probably because of his journey here. You know, he really, as Fred said, kind of scrawny when he showed up. Still playing, then he had a surgery.
As a sophomore,
yeah. Had to do really maybe with growing pains as much as anything. And he was still playing some JV ball at quarterback last season.
Yep, didn't play up very much of that at all. They started him up for the second half of the year. Zips this one to the near side, and Clemens has got it. Slips a tackle, and he's inside the 20. Another first down.
He said
before Sumter brought him. Sumter Alexander made the tackle.
It was a throw against McGill in a JV game early in the week, even though Riley had planned on playing him at quarterback come the end of the week on the varsity level. But it was a play he made in that game that convinced everybody. Riley said you could hear the gasps in the crowd of the McGill followers saying, who is that? Yeah, at a JV game.
At the 17. Flipped out to the far side. Coleman in good defense.
Yeah.
By the Panthers on that one.
Awesome
Tyrell
defense.
Thabit able to come up, make the stop on. Yeah. Coleman talked about, the game against Jackson last week. How about Coleman's night? 232 yards receiving. Have a game with 2 touchdowns to help him win coming from behind.
Yeah, I mean, and they needed every yard. Down 18 2 or 3 times?
Yes.
Wow.
Trailed all game. Loss of 4. Over the middle and went behind Coleman, who wasn't expecting the pass.
Yeah, I don't know who he was throwing it to there. He got 2 receivers, and it looks like he just split the difference between both of them.
Yeah, and they were awfully close, like there might have been a mix-up on the routes there.
Williams was there with DeMorris Coleman. I'll bring up 3rd and 14 from the 21.
Kids look good in the pink, supporting Breast Cancer Month. Heightening awareness.
Pause very near to Coach Fred Riley. Rolling out. Cephas Johnson to the near side. He's got it complete at the 9 as Clemens has another catch.
Yeah, I'll tell you what, that is I don't want to say NFL throw, but definitely a collegiate.
Yeah, big time throw right there.
Going to be just short of the first down, and now Fred Riley wants a field goal. It looks like that's what he's going to do.
Now, that's the stuff you want to see on Saturday right there. Just go and throwing the ball to a spot before the receiver even probably knows the ball coming.
How about this stat as well? And you think about playing a 3 overtime game against McGill where you chucked it around the field a bunch. Davidson's allowed 1 sack this year.
Wow. Good up front then.
5 for 5 for Montano on field goals this year. And he is now 6 for 6.
What a decisive kick, right? Right down the middle there.
And Davidson increases their lead now to 31-7 on their first possession here in the second half. 9:20 to go in the third. Warriors on top big over their rivals from Midtown. 5A team, number 5 team in 7A, looking like they look much better than I just described it to them. And that one with a field goal. Josh Montano.
We'll let you do a redo after the kickoff.
And Davidson Warriors on top 31-7. Montano with the big leg and the wind, and that one goes into the end zone, and that'll allow us a chance to send it down to the sideline for our Faulkner State Community College Educator Spotlight. Let's hear about Davidson and all the great academic things they have going on down there, Tara.
Thank you so much, Jim. I'm here with a math teacher at Davidson, Mike Fletcher. And Mike, tell us a little bit about some of the academic excellence at Davidson.
Well, we've had a really good year with scores this year. With the ACT, we've had the highest scores in the county for the past 4 years. This year, we had a perfect score on the ACT. It's the first one we've seen in a long time. With our National Merit finalists, we've had 4, and there was only one other in all of Mobile County. So we feel really good about our kids' performances this year.
Wow, that's incredible. And then can you talk a little bit about the best robotics program?
Yeah, we have a really big team, and the best robotics competition is going to be next weekend at the Mitchell Center, where 30 schools from around the area are going to compete in an engineering competition. Davidson has a really good time. We teach the kids a lot about math, science, and engineering. It's a really good workforce development tool, and we'll have a great time next weekend.
Awesome. Thank you so much, Mike. Back up to you, Jim.
Thanks, Sarah. You know, Fred Riley was talking in the pregame show about he was just rattling off all those same accomplishments, just how great Davidson has really become on the academic side of things. And he said it's maybe changed the makeup of our team a little bit. The numbers are down, but he was proud as could be. All that was just rattled off. Fred was just singing the same praise in the pregame.
And I've seen it close up because iHeartMedia is very involved with the best robotics program, and the Davidson High School itself has been way ahead of the pack for a lot of years, and the lead's not shrinking right now.
3rd and 8 from the 22. Snyder fires, tipped in the air, and incomplete, nearly intercepted by Zach Portlock.
Yeah, he looked like he got his hands up under the football to me, but the referees got a better sight of it. They said nope, incomplete pass.
I didn't have a great look at it, but Vic Lockett, agreeing with the defensive player. Not a big shock on that one, but I think it might have been Potter who got his big hand on it.
Yeah, that was very close. Let's see what Jared got to wind up for us.
Now, was it Potter? It might have been.
No, took a bounce.
I think it was Marks.
A great shot.
Yep.
On camera to Raymond Wilson to be able to get back to where the ball was.
Up there in the wind as well. Yeah. And now bad snap on the punt, but Nick Emanuel able to get it off.
Now, did he take a knee and kick it?
He came close.
Boy, that's a great question, Vic Lockett. And
if he had the ball in his hand and he was on a knee, that
would be down. But I mean, I think you would have heard Fred Riley and the Davidson coaching staff. Oh, great pickup, Vic Lockett.
Yeah,
that should be down.
That's dead right there.
Yep, absolutely should be.
Coach Riley, I know he, instead of the PE pass, he'd like to throw the replay flag out there. But don't have it on this level.
So still be good field position for Davidson at the 47. We're inside 8 minutes to go here in the third. Edwards turns the corner. And he's got a first down.
Man, he saw as big a pasture as you're going to see out in Tillman's corner out there for him to just run.
And, you saw Kendrick Haynes, number 3, giving chase, and that young man is trying to play through a myriad of injuries.
Yeah,
and
just tell he's not healthy.
Yeah, just couldn't close the gap. I mean, that young man is can be so dominant on that side of the football.
Great player, great heart, and he's, there's a lot of guys that simply would not be out there in the condition that he's in right now.
Bad shoulder, bad ankle. At the 40, Johnson dropped. DeMorris Coleman. That Fred Riley talked about starting to see Cephas Johnson throw receivers open. He did it on that play there, and Coleman just couldn't hold on to it.
And I'm not going to give you credit on that, Coach Riley. I don't think that's something you can coach too easy.
I'll tell you one thing. Haynes is showing me more tonight playing as banged up as he is, I'm more impressed with the young man now.
Give inside. Edwards breaks a tackle and a couple more. And a 40-yard touchdown for Dante Edwards to go with one of 51 earlier.
It almost looks like the same replay from earlier, except he did have a bit of contact.
He did.
Testing there.
He had some arm tackles.
But he hop-stepped out of there, didn't he?
15 touchdowns on the year now for Dante Edwards. Go ahead and pencil him in as one of our players of the game for tonight, I would say.
Yeah, all you see is the dreads hanging out from his helmet. It almost looks like a horse's tail, and he's just galloping on down.
Yeah,
in Louisville.
Yeah, he looks good, and really was not a whole lot of contact. Bumped into his own blocker, and then the safety came up and really had no angle.
38-7, Davidson rolling on here, spoiling the homecoming of the Murphy Panthers. Jim Cox, Dan Brennan, Vic Locatera Reeves on the sidelines. Jared Kihas in the truck, and our entire crew here on a Friday night, week 10 of the high school football season. We got 1 week left in the regular season.
Sad.
And then
I hate to think about it, Jim.
Then the playoffs roll around. Montano, big high kick. Blake Green will take it back at the 7, out the 20, and he'll push it out near the 30. And let's go down to Tara. She's got our Scholastic Athlete of the Week from our Gulf Coast offices of Alexander Shinaro from Murphy.
Thank you so much, Jim. I'm here with Andreas Morales. And Andreas, I know that a lot of people get involved in high school. You've been involved at the soccer team for the last 4 years. What has that been like for you?
It's been a great experience. I came in not knowing how to kick a soccer ball. And thanks to the coaching at Murphy and just everything that I've been involved in, it's just helped me develop from being not even on the team to standing here with you.
So neat, such a neat story. And then you're also involved with the mentoring program at Murphy. What is that like for you?
So the mentoring program at Murphy, it gives the freshmen an opportunity to fix their grades. Some people might have issues outside of school that kind of affect their schoolwork, and so I'm there to provide them with assistance, and it's really rewarding to see them perform well in school. So
awesome. Absolutely, Andreas. Well, on behalf of the Gulf Coast Law Offices of Alexander Shinaro, I'd like to present you with this plaque and a $250 scholarship. Back up to you, Jim.
All right, thanks, Tara. Oh, great stuff there.
Oh, man, was it ever. And look at the GPA.
4.7. Is that... Didn't know that was possible to get 4.79.
Well, that was my speed, not my grade point.
Also, cross-country soccer just talked about, and also mentoring as Snyder takes a big hit there as he got across the 30, and volunteers everywhere, and they go to Birmingham Southern. Major in either biology or writing.
Wow.
Multi-talented young man,
creative brainiac. A nice young man.
Yep. Or he can just write about the living things.
There we go, Vic Lockett.
It's a combination of it.
So congratulations to Andreas. And
Lockett's worked everything out.
Thanks for taking time to catch up with Tara on the sidelines for us. 3rd and 8 here for the Panthers. Snyder, he'll get stopped at the 30 as Tavares Jones came up there, and LaTroy McClain was the first Warrior in on the stop.
It looks like they're going to, oh no. It looks like they're going to go for it. He's thinking about it.
No, they're going to punt it. But they looked like there was a little discussion. But boy, 4th and 10 from your own 30, down 31. I guess you could say, why not? But
now, who does Murphy have next week, Jim?
Murphy will take on
Viger, right?
Viger on Thursday night.
And it doesn't get any better for the offense, I can say that.
Nick Umana. Punt into the wind. You just see the wind just knock that ball down as it approaches midfield, but it took a nice Panther pounce to the 40.
How about Viger sneaking into St. Paul's and pulling that one out last week? Shocking.
Week after we saw them.
And how about Charles Crawford kicking the field goal to win it at the horn?
Amazing.
Yeah, because Eric Feltz was hurt. UA Early College Game of the Week here on UTV 44. Brought to you by Papa Murphy's Taking Big. Dan Brennan says he's got the trivia answer coming up later, even though we've had people texting in and emailing us through Papa Murphy's. Alexander Shinar, the Gulf Coast offices, our proud supporters, and there's our trivia sponsor, New Horizons Credit Union. And Cephas Johnson with the inside give to Dante Edwards as we're down to 5 minutes to go here in the third. How about Edwards? I mean, how easy a kid is that to root for? Watching him the way he plays here on Friday nights.
Yeah, he's
and he's well over 100 yards tonight, I imagine.
Yeah, he is, and he's also just an effort guy and somebody who, great inside runner.
Yep.
But he can get to the edge in the corner as well, and Fred Riley just admires the kid.
Yep. 5 gain there on first down, 2nd and 5.
You know, Coach Riley, I don't know if there's a kid on his roster he doesn't admire in some shape, form, or fashion.
Yeah, he really connects with these guys.
Great guy to have coaching there.
Tavares Jones takes a big lick at midfield and stays on his feet, and is going to get the first down to the 45-yard line. Nicholas Smith, the linebacker, who's a very talented linebacker for this Murphy team, came over and put the lick on, but Tavares Jones spun off it, and he's got the first down at the 45. Yeah, that's one thing Fred Riley over the years we've just known, Dan, and he's talked about the kids and some of maybe the special challenges some of his kids have had over the years, and just what he has done to, he's really found a home at Davidson. It's just a place that works well for him, and he works well there.
Yeah, I agree, and it's familiar territory for Coach Riley for sure, but it was almost like that was the match that needed to happen in the first place.
Yep. Give up the middle, and Jones with a stiff arm and a spin, and he's got it to the 19 and another first down.
Jim, I don't know if I've seen a combination of a stiff arm and a spin all in one move. Now that's some talent out of that young man.
You got to
mash on him, Dan.
You got to mash 2 buttons when you're doing that at the same time, I think.
Yeah, that is.
Wow.
That was some nice work, huh?
Yeah, and just explosive, and of course the offensive line doing a great job getting him to the 2nd and 3rd level. If there's a 4th level, he got there, and he was pretty much untouched until that stiff arm spin.
Yeah. Put that one in the book when you write it, Dan.
Fred Riley, see all the pink there. Fred Riley talked about, of course, his wife Susan diagnosed with breast cancer in 2009, and it wasn't really something that they made a big announcement at, but the student body, being close to Coach Riley, they were the ones that came to Coach Riley and said, hey, we want to have a pink out night. And so it's become really a part of Davidson's, just their tradition. They do it every October, and they raise money for the American Cancer Society and have fun going to present the money that's raised there. And it's something the players get in on, and also the student body. But Fred Riley talked about it in the pregame show, just, how many players, someone affected in their lives, someone that they know has lost the battle.
Well, everybody's been touched in some shape, form, or fashion within their family cancer, so it resonates.
The 17 to the 15 on the give there, is this time Nicholas Smith. They do not spin away from him. He comes and puts the big hit on.
At the gap. I like that phrase now.
3rd and 5.
And you was talking about that with the cancer thing. That's what you have to do. It's so much going to being into a coach. I mean, you think they just show up after school and work with these athletes, but there's a ton of things these coaches do on the high school level. For instance, the young man out there directing traffic and gets injured. They got to teach class. So if you're going to be a high school coach, be prepared to give up a lot of time.
3rd down, they pitch it. Jones trying to turn the corner. And he's going to be on his feet, still inside the 10, and he's got the first down.
Yeah, not wrapping up out there. He just kept his feet driving and say, hey, I'm not out of bounds yet, so I'll turn it up and get some more yards.
Boy, he got right to the edge of the sideline right there. It looked like the play was pretty much over. He ended up getting really belted, though. This is the guy that's showing us some skill both ways.
Yep. Gets it down to the 8, 1st and goal. It looks like they had him stopped.
See the end of the play. Check out the collision at the very end, because it looks like he got whacked pretty good.
Oh, yes. Somebody said enough of this. Huh?
That was Nicholas Smith again, and Smith came all the way from the other side at linebacker, Vic Lockett. Frustrated to make the stop there. First and goal from the 7, and now Dante Edwards checks back in. Williams in motion, and Edwards. Smith again with the stop.
They took on the big man low and wrapped him up and said, hey, you can't go anywhere without your legs. He's got that big, wide lower body. You better watch out going low. You better bring it if you don't bring it.
I'm telling you.
Warriors not even going to snap it again. They'll let the clock expire here, and we'll take a timeout as we are through 3. Davidson on top 38-7, knocking at the door again. UA College, early college game of the week here on UTV 44. And Davidson
knocking on the door again.
Yep, lots to cheer about here tonight. Ranked number 5 in 7A. Inside give, big hole, and spinning down to the 7. His first carry tonight. Colby Blunt. Second and goal coming up here from the 3. Some New Jerseys out there. Cameron McDougal at wide receiver. Now in. Malik Crandall also for the Warriors. Colby Blunt running back. Give it back to Blunt. He's going to be hit and driven backwards, and helmet came loose at the end of the play as well. Marcus Johnson comes in to make the stop, and Blunt lost his helmet.
And I think that's one of those play calls where Coach Riley's being respectful and just not trying to pour it on there.
Johnson filling the hole there from the nose. 6'2", 260 pounds. Fred Riley.
Seen the field goal kicker out here for this one.
You can see also.
May need him down the line in playoffs coming up.
6 for 6.
Might as well get him some practice.
Yeah, 6 for 6 on the year. Hit a 45-yarder earlier this season.
Wow. So he's ready, huh?
Yeah, he looks solid tonight. Now kicking into the wind, but it's such a short distance.
Andrew Harris will hold. And Montano stays perfect on the year. And it's 41-7. Let's send it down to Tara. She's got another educator spotlight from our friends at Faulkner State. We'll have that just momentarily.
Well, our first taste of the cooler weather this evening. As late as last night, it was still muggy and hot at Mobile for the big game between South and Troy right here.
Definitely feels perfect right now.
Doesn't feel great, yeah.
I was so happy when Dan Brennan, our wardrobe coordinator, texted me early this morning and said he was breaking out the vest. Vic Lockett, 99, still got the short sleeves on. Not a chance for us going with the short sleeves here tonight.
Well, you know, as long as it's above 55, I think I'm good. When it gets below that, then it's time to break out the heavy stuff. Start bringing this stuff out of the closet from upstairs to keep warm, the heavier stuff. There's some shorts in the stands tonight.
Yeah, and that's a fashion mistake.
Blake Williamson. The kick here to the 25, and Lamar Harris pushed out of bounds there. Let's go down to Sarah on the sideline, Tara on the sidelines with our Faulkner State Community College Educator Spotlight.
Thank you so much, Jim. I'm here with Joel Stevens. the chorus teacher and his son, Brantley. Now, Joel, tell me a little bit about some of the auditorium renovations going on at Murphy.
Yes, ma'am. We just got back into the auditorium. It just got completed back in May, and they brought it back to its original glory from 1926 with the chandeliers and everything, and they've upgraded our theater technology to the best graded theater technology in town.
Awesome. All the glitz and glam. We love it. And then tell me a little bit about the performing arts at Murphy.
Well, we have 4 arts club, which includes the band, the strings program, dance, chorus, and drama. And we're going to be available to get back in the auditorium on December 13th with our first Murphy performance in the auditorium back from the tornado.
Awesome. Thanks so much. Really looking forward to that, Joel.
Thank you so much.
Back up to you, Jim.
Yeah, Nicholas Sims up to the 34. Yeah, tornado did so much damage. Christmas Day, tornado in Midtown. And glad to see them
Another look at Nicholas Sims breaking free there. He's been the workhorse all night, getting 5 and 10. He breaks free and gets him big scant there.
Marquise Manuel goes up and horse collars him down with 34. Snyder zips it out to the far side. Jefferson, second catch of the night. Knocked out of bounds at the 25-yard line.
Nice little pitch there, and he gets outside there and gives a little stiff arm. Get upfield, take a look at it again. Boy, he caught that ball so deep, I thought it may have been a wide receiver pass, but no, he takes it upfield and gets all he can get.
A couple of big junior wide receivers from Murphy that are coming back next year, and Jefferson and Lewis.
Snyder will roll out to the right. There's that one incomplete. Over the head of Marion Williams. Some other scores to pass along. Baker on top of Foley, 28-7. Bayside, 41-12 lead over Flomaton on the road. Mobile Christian continues their great run. They're on top 27 over Cottage Hill. Davidson, Daphne 41-0 over Robertsdale. 41-7. St. Paul's leads Faith. McGill now separating from Theodore, 36-7. McGill stayed perfect on the year. Nicholas Sims down to the 27-yard line.
Nice little bit of running for him. Pick up the first down.
Battle going on just north of Mobile. Satsuma 21-15 on top of Thomasville. Thomasville after that big win last week over UMS Wright. Fred Riley calling a timeout here because I don't think he likes the way his defense has had a little letdown on this drive.
Yeah, you want to finish the game strong, and if you're playing backup players, and you want them to play up to a standard.
One thing you can see, too, that is not a deep Davidson roster over there.
No,
you know, that's
58 dressing out.
For 7A, that is not deep like they've had in the past.
And Coach Riley coaching to the very end. All right, our trivia question here. So Fred Riley, we said he got his 100th win a couple weeks ago against Fairhope. Who was number 1 against? We had lots of guesses coming in here, but Dan Brennan?
Open the envelope, please.
Go ahead.
Ben Harris?
Ben Harris of the Blunt Leopards was the coach, and got to give Dan Brennan credit, and also Hunter Whidden on our Facebook page.
Come on now.
Posted on our Facebook page, and I'm not saying that at halftime, before you wrote it down, you may have checked the Facebook page.
Jim, tell Dan what he wins.
Oh, man, you're ripping the glory away from me.
Dan Brennan said, I know. He said, I think I know. And he said, I'm going to write it down in this envelope.
Dan's looking for his new car, Jim.
Yeah. Well, then go get a loan from New Horizons Credit Union to get one. So, good work for you and Hunter both.
Well, at least he'll get a good interest rate from New Horizons.
Dan got it. I think, no question. You wrote it down at halftime in a sealed envelope.
It was whittled down. You gave some answers that you said it was a legend.
Willis Wilcox was 0 for 9. So
Willis Wilcox.
In his guesses.
You know.
I could blame part of it on the IV in his arm. But
Willis, I hope your doctors are doing superior to your guessing.
No, I'm sure the anesthesia is taking place by now. He's not even watching.
Larry Henderson, that was a wrong ear, I guess. Complete and to be close to a first down.
You know, Ben Harris, though, the guy that what a pleasure it was to follow his teams. And we got around to him.
He came back.
He came back,
yes.
Yeah.
And I think there's been a ceremony out at Blunt where there have been some naming rights to him, I think, on the field. Took place in the past few weeks.
What a great guy.
Anton,
said well deserved, well earned.
Man.
Anton Noble with the catch there. Yeah, he came back to kind of help get that program turned back around, headed in the right direction. There were some tough times early on that we started doing these games. The pitch coming to Sims, looking for a little block, and he'll get forced out of bounds. Bring up second down here. Murphy will be able to get a first down without a touchdown. We'll say hello to Pat Ivy watching the game here tonight on UTV 44. So to watch Sims just waiting for some help and just kept getting strung along. James.
Speed option out there to the right.
James was there and slowed things down, and now they'll spread things really wide, and Sims will go in for the touchdown. Nicholas Sims, his first touchdown of the night.
Well deserved, because he's been doing all the heavy lifting, and Coach Cawley give a dog a bone there and say, get you a touchdown tonight.
Good young man right there.
Yep, met him earlier this season.
Yeah, really plays hard.
He does look like it. Runs with authority. Always trying to get positive yardage, falling forward. It's time to get a chance to fall into the end zone.
8th touchdown of the season. Nick Humana for the PAT attempt. And it's good, and it's 41-14. Almost halfway through third quarter here on UTV 44. Davidson almost halfway through the fourth quarter. Davidson continuing to roll. Davidson fan lost a cheer about tonight. They lead 41-14 over one of their rivals, Murphy.
That's a beautiful shot there.
Yeah, she's on the Murphy side, too. She's keeping her chin up.
See if the Warriors see an onside kick coming their way. Instead, Murphy will just pooch it up high to the 30, and the 39 is where we'll see Davidson come out here and tell you about our friends at Zaxby's. It's the new Zax Packs. It's a meal for the entire family or for one Vic Lockett.
Yeah.
Available in 12 or 18 pieces. Which size, Vic? 12 or 18?
18.
Yes.
Yeah, 4 for
your favorite flavors includes fingers, chips, toast, and a side and tea. And tea.
No, I like to go with Coke.
99's got to wash it down.
Well, 18 pieces.
Yeah.
I need something to.
Yeah. Niagara Falls.
So they feed our entire crew here every Friday. We thank Zaxby's for being a part of high school football on Friday nights. And Davidson Warriors given the inside, and Davidson will make a change at quarterback here as well as you see Timothy Johnson come in, a sophomore.
Got to get him some work. You may need him down the line.
Cephas Johnson done for the evening.
There you go. Put his cape on and get him some Powerade.
Well, our first look at Davidson, got to be impressed with what we've seen.
Yep.
One of the smaller Davidson rosters we've ever seen, and at the same time, as cohesive a group from Davidson that we probably witnessed in the last 4 or 5 years.
Sure. What about the clash down the line possible with the Yellow Jackets?
Well, the first one was epic.
And this one will be epic too.
You would think this team looks like they.
I know we're being presumptuous, but we're allowed to. We're in the booth.
Well, and
we're not playing. We're not contributing.
McGill's not getting any worse. So
it doesn't look like Davidson is not taking any steps back either.
Yep.
Exciting to see. Of course, you don't have as many. You got one less round of the playoffs in 7A.
Right now, McGill's got the inside track for home field advantage.
Absolutely.
Yep. They look like they're solid there at number 1.
Well, you may have to bring in some extra bleachers if this one ends up over there at the lip.
I'd like to be there for it.
That'd be fun.
We're being presumptuous, so these guys got to take care of business and continue to.
2nd and 10. And this is Blunt. Hey, how about the story Fred Riley was telling us about Terrence Timmons, former running back here.
Yeah. Davidson
and here.
And South, right. A real leader on that 2010, 2011 squad around there. And always a great kid and a leader on that football field. And South found a place for him in this program.
Yep.
And suddenly he's up in Canada.
Yeah, so he's flying up to play for the Saskatchewan Roughriders.
Yeah, when he told me that, I was like, wait a minute. He just graduated. I've been doing this that long, and he should be on someone's roster because phenomenal player.
So Fred Riley used to be the position coach of the head coach and general manager of the Saskatchewan Roughriders. And so
Chattanooga or somewhere like that.
Yeah, up in Chattanooga, right. And so Terrence and Fred got together, and Fred said, "You want me to call him?" And Terrence was like, "Really?" And so Fred calls him. And of course, Fred Riley leaves a message. You call right back. You call right back. And he called him back within 10 minutes. And Terrence had driven up there to try to get on with Ottawa. Driven from Mobile to Ottawa.
Amazing.
Which is a bit of a haul.
Yeah.
And
doesn't surprise me about Terrence Timmons, though.
And so then
across the border.
So they Fred makes the call and tells him about Terrence. He said, have him get on the plane and be up here. So he's got a 2-game contract going up there to play.
2-week contract. So if you watch a little Canadian football.
And who doesn't?
You might see a guy from Davidson High School on the field for the Rough Riders.
Yep. So cool. And, Fred Riley with the Fred Riley tentacles extending across the border in the coaching
Not
coaching
surprising
world.
to me. Yeah, he's a good man and very respected, I'm sure, around the football world. And, he probably can make some phone calls and get some return calls back.
It's really brought just we've talked about it before, not a militaristic approach to Davidson, but it's just a very human-structured.
Yeah.
But he's also a guy who, put his arm around a kid and tell him how much he loves him.
No, he's not going. Fred's going to be Fred. Yep. We know that.
So more of our friends that bring us high school football every Friday night here on UTV 44. Our UA Early College game of the week.
University of Alabama early college football game of the week.
So
just for clarification.
The Big A didn't give it away there on the screen, Vic?
Some folks thinks it's the Braves, so I got to make certain.
Yeah, who? Who that's watching this game right now on television thinks that's the Braves?
One of these Georgia boys may get it confused. A la Dan.
I know a little bit about the University of Alabama.
I have a friend. So this is off the top of
I wrote them checks.
I got you.
Yeah, Jim, I'm sorry.
No, I was going to say, talk about our Secretary of State here in a little fun A. Is the punt coming on? Davidson getting some punt practice. I thought his knee was close to being down too.
Yeah, it was.
That's what it'll bounce. So, you on a boat down here, doesn't matter what size boat, you have to have the registration on the side. It's always AL, and then it's a digit number.
Yeah.
So a friend of mine, won't mention any names, Scott Cooper, so he instead of just having the regular AL, he has the Alabama A, and then his L, while all the rest of us looks like we just went, and got mailbox numbers to stick on the side of our boat.
What did you say his last name was?
Yeah, that was him, Scott Cooper.
Okay, that answers your question.
Well, he went to Alabama.
Yeah, and I think one of his relatives was a trustee there a long time.
That would be correct, Mr. Angus Cooper, his father.
See him do any serious time over that violation of the protocol.
Marine police pulling him over.
Right.
The Marine police officer's probably an Alabama fan. So
somebody with a real axe to grind would have to.
So Scott also watches a lot of our games on UTV 44 with his daughter Curry. She likes to watch.
It's so neat that when we get the calls and texts come in, they're watching them far and wide from, I guess, bow hunting season's underway now. You got some folks hunting away, but down at the beach and all the way along the Florida coast.
Online, we had people watching Charlotte last week online watching the game. Snyder with the give. And up to the 40-yard line. I know, Vic Lockett, you hear it a lot as well. People watching the game and out and about in the community and your travels. People love it.
Oh, yeah. I had a guy come up to me today and said, what game you guys doing tonight? And I was like, hey, I didn't know you watched, but introduced myself, and he said, yeah, I watch every week.
I get that all the time. I ran into Darryl Electron Williams.
Good guy.
At the gym? Yeah. At his, and played at Auburn, of course. Vic, you knew that, right?
Oh, yeah. Well, he crushed me at Viger as well. Now gives me advice on
ball loose. Harris
trying to have that fantasy of looking like you guys. Nice and slim.
Big Lockett, if your fantasy is to look like me, brother, you need help.
You're shooting low.
Lamar Harris couldn't hold on to that one, but then Snyder dove right in the middle of it to get on top of it with 2 minutes.
I think Electron, like when he looks at me, he's like, yeah, don't mention you come to my gym. Bad advertising. He's over there at Spring Hill.
Yep.
Hospital.
Yep. 2nd and 12. Snyder quickly out to Marion Williams on the far side, and Williams with some speed and a flag.
Now what is that flag about way back there?
You got 3 of them. I think it's a hold on the outside.
Okay.
Downfield.
Jason Williams with a late tackle there. They probably could have thrown a flag at the end of that play as well with 1:36 left.
They ran out.
And start throwing their hats, their shirts, their shoes.
3 on the field. But I'd like to say congratulations to the South Alabama athletic department and football program. You hate that they weren't able to win the game last night against Troy. But, man, from all reports, and again, I was assigned downtown and a very worthwhile and fun event for St. Jude.
But you don't miss many.
95
You don't miss many Jag games.
Try not to, and especially an event like last night. Last night was really an event for the city of Mobile, for the student body of South Alabama, and certainly for the football team. They came out.
Well, I turned to it on the television for a minute as well.
They came down from. They appreciate those 60 seconds, right? That's the kind of support they're looking for. But also to Troy for coming down, and the local Troy alum Jim, and they brought 17
buses, yeah. Lamar Harris battling to the very end on that one as we get close to a minute to go. Our old friend Todd Watson, part of the Troy program, former head coach at Foley.
Yeah.
Certainly we're proud of Coach Jones, a former University of Alabama player and now coaching the Jaguars. Good man as well, as we saw him earlier on the sideline doing some scouting in his own house.
Yep.
Student body still got plenty of energy. They can go all day.
You're winning.
And this may be the last snap we'll get.
Inside give to Harris, and ball until the last second. Big Lockett inside the 15.
Yeah, he's making the best of that last play as well.
Just a junior, 5'11", 185. We'll be seeing him carry the ball.
As clock stops for the first down, to get the refs to kick the sticks on down there. 13 ticks. See him break free there. He'll put this on a DVD.
But they'll give it right back to him. And they do. Cuts it up the middle and still grinding away, and that'll close things out here tonight with
Davidson's out.
8-1. They've now won 7 in a row with the win here tonight. 41-14. Impressive fashion. They continue to roll on, and now Murphy's going to need a lot of help to get into the playoffs, as they have their 4-game losing streak snapped. Now 4-4 in the region. 5-4 overall. And let's get on the field. Tara has got head coach Fred Riley.
Coach, you took control of this game early on. What does it mean to not only win this rivalry, but to win on pink out night?
there's a lot of things that are important tonight. You know, we hadn't beaten them in 3 years. You know, none of these guys have beaten them since they beat them in freshman football. So it was really much more about the rivalry than it was anything with Region 1. We're always proud to represent our breast cancer survivors and victims and be a part of that great cause. And I thought our school did that well and represented our Davidson very well. You know, and then just we guaranteed ourselves a home game, first round of the state playoffs. We hadn't been in the playoffs since 2012. We lost in the first round, 11-12. Went to the semis in 10. Maybe we can hang around a little longer this year.
Yes, Coach, and you've talked a lot about Cephas developing both physically and mentally as a quarterback. Assess his performance in tonight's game.
Well, the thing you can see Cephas doing in the game is recognizing maybe when we're a little out of whack formation-wise, turning and getting a guy lined up and making sure that everybody's orchestrated the right way. And, you know, and him having a, total grasp of everything that's going on, allows us to do so many things offensively that early in the year we really couldn't do because he wasn't quite there yet. But he has really evolved the last month, and we're very proud of him. Glad he's our quarterback.
All right. Thank you, Coach, and congratulations.
Thank y'all.
Head coach Fred Riley victorious, and like I said, he's going to have a home game in the playoffs. First time they had beaten this Murphy team. They'd lost 3 in a row, and those games had all been close as well going back the past 5 years, but not so much here tonight. I mean, really, you just saw, I think, just two programs at very different stages of where they're at this point of the season.
Yeah, I mean, Davidson just impressive, really. Yeah, they got a star quarterback, but they've got a lot of pieces around him too. They've got a solid defense. They've got a team that plays as a team, and when you put Cephas Johnson on top of all that, now you're cooking, right?
Yeah, no doubt about it. You always got to talk about the centerpiece, and that is the centerpiece, Cephas, and then, from there, those auxiliary players.
Yeah.
Local15tv.com is where you can vote on our Premier Motorsports Player of the Game. 3 choices: Cephas Johnson. Also, Dante Edwards, the big night on the ground, and James Clemens had the touchdown and also had the big pancake block as a wide receiver. I know, Vic, that'll get you. That gets the attention of Vic Lockett. So, we go through 10 weeks of the high school football season. We wanted to see this Davidson team, wanted to see the star power. We saw that here tonight, but I think to your point, Dan, really just the complete offense, defense, special teams, everything from Fred Riley's squad.
They blocked well. They did a good job of snuffing out the run after Murphy had some early success. So, this is a team winning the line of scrimmage without the biggest 7A roster. They've got some players, man, and they got some players that play together.
All right, if you're Murphy now, you got 1 game left in all likelihood. It's a big rivalry game Thursday night against Viger, the Mayor's Cup. A lot of pride going to be hopefully seen by this Murphy Panther team on Thursday night.
Yeah, and I expect that out of Murphy. Even though they've had a season that's been a little bit disappointing, but, look for them to have a finale against Viger, come out and play tough, and just go for the gusto. I mean, as you heard that before, and it's about playing your teams that across the city, your rivals. So they're going to show up, and they're going to show well, I can assure you.
It'll be the last game for a lot of those high school seniors on Thursday night. So 41-14, your final score here. You see all the great job our entire crew does each and every Friday night here on UTV 44. We thank them for everything they do all season long, here late, here early. Yep. We appreciate it very much.
Yeah, the encouraging words they give me before the game, which are basically, stay away from my chicken. The chicken is for the staff.
Hey, also want to thank Brian Carnaggio, who filled in. Great job doing stats here tonight. You'll see him on Local 15 on the news and reporting as well. So our final score, 41-14 for Jim Cox, Dan Brennan, Vic Lockett, Tara Reeves on the sideline, Jared Keyhouse and our entire crew saying good night from Ladd, where Davidson wins another one, 41-14.